Once again, Baylor has one of the country's top offenses. That shouldn't prove too surprising, as over the last 11 seasons, the Bears have ranked top 25 in adjusted offensive efficiency on 9 different occasions, a feat only matched by the Duke Blue Devils. But this year, the Bears have the best offense in program history. They rank top 3 on every major analytic website, and it begins with a pick-and-roll attack that has proved almost impossible for everyone. Because it's proved so tough, we'll slow it down to break down what's happened. In years past, you could focus on Davion Mitchell and ignore his three-point shot. He was under 33% at both Auburn and in his first season in Waco. But this year, his three-point shot's been different, something Louisiana learned the hard way in their first game as they went under screens and found out that he could still rise and fire with the best of them. Even when Jared Butler performed a Euro step that was so good both he and Davion Mitchell forgot about it, Mitchell was still able to hit a three. And when Kansas State went with their normal pick-and-roll attack, which required them to go over a ball screen with Mike McCurl, and then have a defender tag into the paint to deal with Flo Thamba, Mitchell was open for 3, proving that defense no longer worked as it once did against the Bears. And when Jared Butler got into the paint, he was able to throw an excellent pass to Mitchell in the corner, showing that Kansas State probably should have adjusted to that a little bit sooner. Jared Butler draws a lot of attention. Illinois paid him more than enough, as Davion Mitchell once again rose up and hit a triple.
Next question from Kendall Kaut with Our Daily Bears.
Davion, what did you do this offseason to improve your three-point shot this season?
I did I worked out a lot with my shooting, my footwork. I watched other great shooters like Stephen Curry and all the other great shooters and see how smooth, how their hands is on the ball. My hands were like not right on the ball, so I'm actually seaming it right. So my rotation is getting a lot better, and I just kept working on it.
Then there's Maceo Teague. He worked on his three-point shot in transition, and when Kansas State tried to defend him, they found out you can get 3 points at the free throw line as well. The Bears have a good set of screeners, as Everyday John sets a nice screen, and Teague's able to reject it, and Matt Meyer takes a nice cut for a basket. Teague shows, though, that sometimes the best way to use a screen is to go back the opposite way and then hit a mid-range as drop coverage can't stop him there. And Teague can fire quickly, even with its unorthodox three-point shot, so you can't just pay attention to one side of the floor. And off of dribble handoffs, he's ready to get into the lane and rise up against Kofi Coburn. Or we'll let Maceo Teague describe it himself.
You know, they got a big man. I think he's like 6'11". Well, he said he was 7 feet in the game when I asked him, but so we'll go with 7 feet. But so I saw him. I hesitated, went to the basket. I saw him about to leave his feet to jump. And with big man, you got to put it high off the glass. So that's something we worked on, worked on over the summer with our GAs like Rim and Matt Gray and Chris. So it's just something that we worked on.
Then there's the preseason Big 12 Player of the Year, and if the season ended today, Big 12's Player of the Year on KenPom and Bart Torvik's website. You can try and show yourself against the screen, and Butler will get into the paint and find a cutting Mark Vidal for a layup opportunity. If you want to slightly drop back against the screen and then try and recover late, even if you think you've trapped Butler, he'll wrap around and make a nice pass, once again finding Vidal for a layup chance. And if your pick and roll coverage is off in just the slightest bit, as Kansas State doubles when they don't need to, he'll hit a rolling Flo Thamba for a layup. And if you find yourself with Jared Butler and Mark Vidal on one side of the floor, well, good luck to you, because if you're in a zone, he'll look one way and then hit someone the other way for a three-point shot. And with Baylor's offense with 6 shooters shooting over 39% from 3, it's probably going in. You can also make one-handed lob passes to Everyday John for layups, and he'll make other ones to him for lob opportunities too.
With John, you just got to throw it up as high as you can, and usually nobody can reach 14 feet. But yeah, he's ridiculous, and it was back-to-back lobs, and he's a freak athlete, and he loves dunking, so it's like just fun to throw it up. But other than that, just reading the tag kind of.
You used to be able to hard hedge Baylor's smaller guards, but with adept big man passing, you can't do that anymore. And Adam Flagler will just go around and make a mid-range jumper, something Scott Drew is more than okay with.
If they do drop, again, I think we, as coaches, we always have confidence in our players that they're going to make the right reads and take what the defense gives them. We got a lot of guys that are capable of making mid-range jumpers. At the same time, we got guys that can finish at the rim. So whatever the defense gives us, we'll hopefully take advantage of. And the key for us offensively is just making the right play, not trying to do too much. When you have great players, there's a lot of confidence in your ability. But when we're making plays for each other, that's when we're really good.
Flagler is the sixth man that Five Guys wanted. He'll rise up for a mid-range jumper, earning the moniker Mid-Range Assassin.
They definitely did a great job setting screens. Without them, we wouldn't be able to get the shots. We wouldn't be able to get the oops that we got. So I definitely give a lot of credit to them. But we, as guards, we put a lot of emphasis on watching film on ball screen reads and practicing it every day. So we're getting more and more comfortable with it. But I definitely give all the credit really to John and Mark and Flo.
If you didn't watch Baylor, Illinois, we're going to show you the only sequence you probably really need to watch from that game. An empty side ball screen with Baylor's shooters and Vital sync screens on either side. I don't know how you stop it, and Davion Mitchell will talk about it right now.
We emphasize it in practice. We even talk about it like when we talked about it earlier. Like he was just telling me like throw as high as you can because I mean he got the most bounce in the gym. So I really don't think about where I throw it at. I just throw it up and he go get it.
With Everyday John able to take off from anywhere on the court, Illinois can go over the screen. They can't do anything about it. Let's listen to Everyday John describe that play as well.
So basically during the summer, like I was just trying to just give Davion some confidence in him because he's a really great passer. And I just like kept on telling him, bro, you're a great passer. You just got to keep on throwing lobs for us. And it's all about him at the end of the day because you might think I jump high, but his pass was just perfect.
Get a little too worried about the lob opportunities and so many shooters for the Bears, though. And Matt Meyer, a 6'9" forward who's shown great passing, can hit Mitchell, and he gets a step, he gets around you. How do you stop it? I asked Mitchell about that.
Hey, Davion, when you're shooting 6 of 10 from 3 and John's making so many oops on the side, how do you think teams are going to start to play you with how well you all are running that side pick and roll?
That's a good question. I mean, it's really hard to guard us. I mean, we work really hard in our game, especially John. John's in the gym every day, so I wasn't really surprised how John was putting the ball on the ground and making those finishes. So I just think we're going to be really hard to guard.
Maybe the truth is that you really just can't stop the Bears. They lead the country in three-point percentage, and they're number 2 in effective field goal percentage, and they also rank 2nd in offensive rebounding rate. In the 19 years of KenPom data, they would be the only team ever to rank top 2 in both. Let's listen to Bill Self, though.
And I'll be honest with you, Baylor to me is been the best team so far and the most impressive.